Namaste, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Blooming Lotus Healing channel. My name is Jikara, and I'm a spiritual healing facilitator. And as you guys know, I always come here on Thursdays to talk about all the woo stuff. And I'm bringing different practitioners, different people to come in and talk about the things that their favorite things that they like to talk about. And today I have a really special guest that is going to be talking about the spiritual aspect of parenting. So I myself am not a human parent. I am a cat parent, as you guys know. I always have Jazz here. But as I was talking to her and she was sharing with me so much wisdom and knowledge about parenting and the things that she's discovered in her journey of parenting, I felt it was important to bring her forth to talk about this subject. Because it is a reality, and I have received these messages as well on my own. So when she mentioned the things that she did, she's going to be mentioning today, I just felt so aligned with this. So I'm super excited to bring her in today. And but before we get started, I just kind of wanted to take a moment to drop into the essence of gratitude, because I'm so grateful for those of you who are supporting this channel. So this channel is supported by the community, by you. And for those of you who are part of the Cosmic Light Activation membership, thank you so much for being part of this. And I'm going to put your names here just because I love you so much and I'm so grateful to you. If you want to support this channel, beyond sharing and liking this video or subscribing, I want to invite you to go directly into my website, thebloominglotushealing.com, and sign up for my email list, so that way you know when this is going to be available again. I am the one managing the group by myself, so of course I can't really keep it open at all times. I am planning to most likely have it open probably by the end of this month. So if you're interested, definitely do sign up for my email list, so that way you know and you can sign up. What are the benefits, Jikara? Like, why should I even sign up? Well, first of all, you get a private Telegram group where I will be sharing collective readings every week for you, and I'll share maybe some journal prompts as well. And I also do a collective clearing every month for the group. So it's a really great way to keep your energy hygiene, to disconnect from collective energies, so that you can continue your healing journey, really focus on your own energies and not on the stuff that we pick up from the world. So if you're interested, do go in here. But listen, I just don't want to keep talking about this, the group, because I really want to bring in my beautiful queen sister goddess, sister of the soul, Niki Tune, who is going to be talking to us about the spiritual aspect of parenting. So I'm going to bring her in here. Hi, Nikki.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. I am so grateful that you said yes to this, because I just felt, you know, as I was talking to you, even though I'm not a mom yet, you know, I connect so much with your, you know, with the essence of what you were trying to bring into the world. And, you know, and it's just, I'm just so excited to have this conversation with you. And so, yeah. So first of all, I just kind of wanted to introduce people to you. So tell us a little bit about you, and you know, how you got started in this journey of connecting to your spiritual aspect of parenting.
Great. Well, I guess I could start by saying that I never had my awakening moment necessarily. I was born with this obsession with anything that was etheric, intangible, mystical, mysterious. I was that kid in a school library, like looking at all the books in the New Age section. Whenever I would go to like a bookstore, I would like beeline it to like, you know, the New Age section as well, and just scan all the books there. I was just so fascinated by, you know, ancient mysteries and people who had like experiences seeing UFOs and meeting aliens. And I was all over it, like just anything that I think that I was drawn to it so much because perhaps, you know, myself, I am a starseed and have maybe some memories that haven't yet come fully into my you know, conscious mind about being on other planets and witnessing, you know, dynamic energies that we're surrounded by at all times. And so I've always kind of had this interest in me, but I found throughout my life, you know, that going to university, for example, and then creating my family and getting married and all that stuff, I kind of put it all to the wayside. This whole like spiritual thing about me and what I loved, and it was really like my true love. Like it was a thing that I always wanted to come back to one day. And so whenever, of course, we experience that massive world change that we all witnessed in the entire, on the whole planet, about having to stay in our homes and having to pull our kids out of school and having to stop going to work and all this stuff. And that happened to me, but it was a good thing. I was actually grateful, because then I could actually take a breath, take time to kind of tap into, what do I really want to do? Who am I really? What is my true love? What do I love doing the most? If I had like $1 billion and I had all the time in the world, what would I do? Right. And so I imagine that everybody else here would probably had a similar experience upon, having to stay in their home and everything. So for me, it was, okay, I was working on my spiritual self always, doing my meditations and listening to spiritual teachers on YouTube and whatnot. And I was also working in my community. So my job was to work with parents and children. I was creating educational programs that were inspiring healthy child development. I was teaching parents and community professionals and members about, the neurological development of the infant, and why the early years up to age 7 are critical, and how we as a community can make improvements to our services, our programming, having awareness of this. So I was really busy in my community and really working very hard to try to improve family life, giving parents, parenting strategies, tips, and tools. So I was like the go-to person who knew the things on, how to parent better, how to deal with these kids and managing their behaviors, and even in a wider aspect too, and in a more of an open community aspect as well, not just individual one-on-one or even in group. So I was that person. But when I found myself in my home with my 2 children, I was realizing that none of my education and training was actually helping me deal with the fact that now they're home full time. They're not in school all day, where I just deal with the evening routine and then they're in bed and then they go to school the next day again. It was entirely different. I realized that it wasn't as easy as I thought of it in my head, about how to deal with, things that your kids were doing, ways that you were reacting to it, how to control that. I noticed that I was really struggling. And so what I found was bringing spiritual aspects and understanding into my parenting world really helped me to see that my children were energy beings, to see that I am an energy being, to see that our interaction is telling me more about me than it is telling me about them. Because really, children are behaving in ways that are healthy, natural, and normal for the most part. Unless you're a parent who has, perhaps an alarm bell that tells you that it is unnatural behavior or symptoms or whatever it is, then you can absolutely go talk to your health professional team. But for me, it was just like, no, this is natural, normal behavior. I know child behavior. I know a perfect 4-year-old, a perfect 5-year-old, and 7-year-old, and what's normal and natural. But it's me that was having struggles with it, me that was reacting in a way that wasn't okay, that wasn't healthy, right? For us to have a good, solid relationship. So it is then that I realized that embodying more spiritual aspects into your life as a parent can absolutely help you heal things that you're going through, that you're wearing in your DNA and in your energy body, and improve your relationship with your children too.
That's incredible. And when you speak about this, it is so aligned with the work that I do too, and I feel that's the reason why I really wanted to bring you into this conversation, weave it into the space here, because one of the things that I am teaching people is through the Beloved Method, which is a system that I've created to find out information between 2 souls. And the interesting thing about it is, there is such a sacred contract that happens between us and our family members, especially when it comes down to those very close relationships, such as, parent-children relationships. There's so much of that sacred contract that is happening at the soul level. And so, it's interesting that, to me, when you speak about, going back to yourself and checking with yourself and recognizing these parts of you, that speaks to how much you are in tune, pun intended, you're in tune with your soul and in alignment with your soul, right? It's almost like your higher self guided you into the space of understanding, right? That yes, there's something beyond this relationship that you have with this beautiful being that is also medicine for you, right? And so I feel it's so beautiful. And my hope in this conversation today is that, as you know, as we expand into this, is that the parents that are out here, you know, listening to this, that they can see their children also as teachers, right? Yes, we are here to guide our children, but then there's also that opportunity for the children to be our teachers, or any other being, you know, any other family member for that matter. But you know, of course, right now we're focusing on children and children parent relationships. So it expands into that beautiful space, and so that we can, you know, we can recognize, you know, the medicine that it's in there, and kind of tune it in to what really applies to us. Like, okay, obviously this thing is bothering me. Why is that? You know, why is this bothering me? Right? Like, let me look at myself. And that's hard work, right? And but it's beautiful work, and it's so worth it, I feel like. And so that's the reason why I'm so excited of being, you know, becoming a parent, because that's when I'm going to be, yeah, that is where I'm going to be working, right? That's the work right there. And so it's so sacred and so beautiful. And so, okay, so tell us a little bit about how, because you have like a bunch of of people following you for one specific thing. And I kind of wanted, because a lot of people may not know what happened on TikTok. I think you said last year, where you were kind of practicing this, right? You were practicing this spiritual, activity, right? And then that kind of got people, you know, interested in this aspect. So tell us a little bit about the story behind how you got started with that practice.
Okay. So, you know, for anybody who has children, you know that your child is special, not just because you're the parent and you love them to pieces, but it's because you sense that they are unique and special and powerful just as they are, and perfect as they are. And that is absolutely true. And so, you know, we've learned from various other teachers out there in the spiritual community, like Dolores Cannon, for example, or any of those past life regressionists, that we pick our people that we're going to incarnate with, right? Yeah. And so when you think about that, you realize my children chose me, I chose my children, and that you've been with them in perhaps other lifetimes, maybe even off planet. And that is something that we have to acknowledge, that this is actually a sacred bond, a special spiritual soul relationship here. And we're here to teach each other things. And I'm also being chosen as a parent because I'm in this spiritual community. There's a reason why all the parents that are drawn to this chat or to this video, to this live, are in the spiritual community, because their children have chosen them for this specific reason, because your children are here to be awakened to their abilities. And so I've acknowledged that as a parent as well. You know, my children are not only these powerful, energetic beings that I am charged with protecting, keeping safe, perhaps guiding. You know, what is this relationship? Am I supposed to be, teaching them everything I know? Not necessarily. That's not actually true. They're here to teach us, and so we have to relearn our understanding of the world, of our relationship, of this whole dynamic that is our physical reality. And they're here to challenge that. And I'm sure many of you have noticed, who are listening, who have children, that the old way of parenting isn't working, right? Your children will dig in their heels. They will not comply. It does not work. They already know, and they're smart. And so a lot of these parenting strategies that we were taught by us being children ourselves, completely new generation here. And I will speak more about this new generation of children coming into the planet to raise the frequency and the vibration. But we know that they're different. We have to parent differently, because they're going to tell us and show us in many, many ways that what's happening in the world, in our family home, is just not exactly what is aligned to the new future that we're going to be embracing with the new earth. And so that's what our children are here to do. So that means that our parenting has to be done differently. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I thought, okay, I know our children are powerful. They don't already have the conditioning and beliefs that we have, right? They don't have the conditioning and beliefs and understanding of the world like our parents did. And so this generation is completely new and different. And especially when they're younger, they especially then don't have those understandings that they're, for example, not powerful, not capable of amazing, mystical, magical things. They absolutely are. So I discovered this blindfolded sight practice, and I saw children in a video, doing amazing things completely blindfolded. And I thought, That is the most amazing thing I have ever seen, and I want my children to learn. So I found a teacher. I took a course, and now I'm working with my kids. And so what we do is we apply a blindfold, and my children go into a brief meditation where I help them expand their consciousness, using their imagination, of course, and get them to build and expand their energy. And then what I do is I hold up colors and shapes and cards and books and whatever, and have them see it. And they actually can. They can see it, but it's not a physical sight. It's very similar. It's very clear, just as though you're seeing, but it's in fact using your energy and your light body to see. And so what's amazing about this is it's actually the most tangible experience of knowing that we're spiritual beings. You know, like you can read about it, you can hear about it, you can feel it, but it's a whole other thing to actually have a personal proof that, look what I can do. I can't believe it. It's amazing. I am powerful, right? And so that's why I'm really passionate about it. So I went crazy on TikTok. Last year, I posted a video just doing a class with my kids. I wanted to share our journey of where we're learning and the stage we're at and how to progress, you know, with children. I wanted people to get excited and inspired by it. And so my video reached over 4 million views, and it all happened very fast. And then I had a slew of people asking me to teach them. and I thought, okay, I can teach. I can not only teach, I mean, in my professional career, I was working with adults as I was with children. And so I know the difference, and I have experience with that. And so I started working with adults. And now some of these adults have progressed to actually being able to see with their light, is what I call it. I call it light sight. They're able to see in complete darkness, wearing a blackout meditation mask, and they hold things up and they make videos and they show me their progress. And it's just incredible, because if we can do this, imagine what else we can do, you know? Yeah.
That's incredible. And I'm so glad that, you know, I'm so happy that you shared this, because, you know, for me, it's just so fascinating, right? Just to think about the power that we have to connect energetically, and to have these little moments of proof, right? Because I feel like we need proof, right? Like, you know, a lot of us need that proof to kind of believe, or to say, okay, this is real. And so when you have that moment, I think it's so beautiful, because I feel it activates, right, this expansion for people. And so I think that's so powerful that that you're offering this to people, and not only teaching, you know, the parents, but also having teaching the parents so that they can teach their children as well, in the space. And so I kind of wanted to ask you about, you know, because I know that you have activities, right, that you're offering for people, and especially for parents. And I know you're focusing on parents, and so that they can kind of integrate this in the way that the activities that they have for their children. So can you tell us a little bit about what to expect in any of those scenarios when people sign up for your program? Like, what is it that they're kind of, give us a little taste of an idea of what to expect, what exactly is going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So when people sign up for I host either group workshops or one-on-ones if people prefer. I ask that people prepare themselves with like a blackout meditation mask, such as this, for example. I have one here for you to see. The Mindfold is quite good, right? And it's important that it's more concave, so that you can actually open your eyes up inside, because doing that actually tells your physical body, I'm going to see. It's like giving yourself permission. And so it's important that you can be able to open up your eyes and look around and still be in complete darkness. So the Mindfold is amazing. The Manta Mask is amazing. I require that people have some sort of mask that they can wear comfortably and that they can be in complete darkness, and even better if they can open up their eyes inside. And then I ask participants to provide something really colorful, you know, like colorful paper, for example, or even like I bought like a pack of felt from my local dollar store. Specifically bright, bold colors. Anything kind of toned down or washed out may not perhaps be the best when you're just starting. And so what happens is when I explain all about what this practice is, why we're doing it, And then we put on the blindfold and then we go into meditation. And then I will hold up colors on the screen such as this and just ask you to tell me what you feel it might be. And so what happens is when an adult or even a child is first experiencing this, they will be in complete darkness. Therefore, they won't expect anything, or they'll be trying really hard. And so it's actually, I recommend that people pretend like they're a child and they don't actually have an expectation of anything at all, and that they're not trying hard and they're just going to be playful and let go, and they're going to be wrong a bunch and who cares? Because that's how we really open up this skill and ability, because it's when we're intentionally trying really hard, just like any kind of energetic modality, when we're really trying hard, that's when we're kind of getting in the way of the process that has to take place. And so what you may experience is you might experience, different swirling colors coming into your mind's eye or your spiritual vision. You know how you close your eyes and sometimes you get that colors and stuff happening. You might also see like stars or pinpoints of light that are appearing and then moving into different locations, and to just flow with that and be okay with that, and know that that is your third eye activating as we are opening up these piezoelectric crystals in our pineal gland, which is actually causing that effect to take place, which is giving you those visions. So that is healthy and normal and part of the process. And then what you might be noticing is that you're actually just getting the idea that, you know what this color is. It popped in your head, or you felt it, or you're just guessing for now. You have no clue how it's coming in. And just to be open to the experience, to allow yourself to just play around with the feeling of, I think it might be this. I think I smell or I taste, right? So what we're doing is we're activating all the clairs and opening up all the channels for this to take place. Because when people do this practice, they're expecting that they're going to be seeing within the first, second, third session right away, without maybe perhaps paying attention to the many myriad ways that we can get this information, because we're energetic beings. Yes. And this color is an energetic frequency and vibration. And what you're doing is you're introducing yourself to it. And then your brain is actually making a new neural synapse or a new map to understanding this information differently. Yes. Because it is our brain that's going to tell us the word, so we have to kind of marry the two. Whereas we're using our intuitive gifts to feel, and then our brain is going to try to sift through possibilities. So really what's happening is that we're kind of reinventing our way of understanding the world. And this is where this practice can really open up your psychic potential, to really feel energies, to kind of know things, and to start to trust it. And so that's where people get stuck. And so I almost want to see this exercise as not only like really coming into our superhuman potential, but also to really like speed through this desire that we all have to be psychic. We want to know what's going on. We want to be in touch with our hearts and be able to discern with clarity. And this is what this practice can do for you.
Wow, that's incredible. So I hope those of you who are in the audience right now or on the replay really get excited about this and hop in over to Nikki. So the name of so someone was asking the name of the mask again.
I saw that. I was trying to help. Blindfold is a really good one. Okay. They do have a website. On my website, I have a link for them as well. And the Manta mask is amazing. I don't have it with me, but it has like really soft cups, which you can Velcro off and place according to like where your eyes are, to be really comfortable. Oh, the Manta is amazing. And so I will share my website after, where you can go and find a link for that. You can also probably get them on Amazon too. If you look, Manta, Manta, and Mindfold, Mindfold. So these two are like the best. And trust me, I've been through the gamut of like, this one's good too. This one's for kids. And so it has like a really great flap area here, so that the child couldn't easily see down their nose area.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And so if they made a face, it would still be quite difficult to see that in that space. And they're very soft. Okay. And a little bit of a contour here, but not very much. So I'm not 100% happy with these particular children's masks. So we've tried all kinds. And to be honest, this is what I did recently. I'm going to share with you guys. Because on my TikTok channel, I get a lot of people who are like, liars, cheaters, you're doing this for clout. I just want to share that in Canada, your YouTube fame or your TikTok fame, does not give you any monetary awards. And not like in the US, for example. And so it doesn't matter how many followers I got, I get nothing. I get 0 cents. So for me, I'm just sharing the journey so I can inspire other parents,
Right.
not necessarily for clout, although there are some people out there who totally want lots of followers, and that's not necessarily my goal. And so what I did recently was I thought, okay, everyone thinks that she's finding a way to peak out of these masks, even though they're designed specifically to be in complete darkness. That is how they're advertised. Literally, you can go see. So I thought, okay, swimming goggles, right? Because like when you go swimming, it like contours the eye perfectly, suction cups on, and no water's coming in. So if no water's coming in, no light's coming in, right? So what I did was I painted them black with like several layers of black paint. And
That's
then
smart.
right. And so recently we did a session with my child and she's like, oh yeah, I can see from here, mommy. And so she's telling me the little spot that's opened up like a tunnel. And so she tilts her head to look. And that's why they think that she's peeking, because she has to tilt to find the spot that she's actually seeing from. And so that's where we're at right now with our practice. And I did this as a demonstration. We only used it one time just for fun, just to see, if people had anything to say about that. And of course, all those people that had a lot to say about those other videos wearing masks like this, probably won't see that video, but it's there as a record if anybody wants to go see.
It's been proven. But that's incredible. And what I love about this is that it kind of introduces this, because I don't know for you, but I know for me, conversations about this stuff was not something that was so open with my own family and my, and so even people around, and anytime I opened up about this as a kid, because I was kind of the same way. I was always into astrology, and I remember like being 7 years old and just like looking into the wall and saying, what's the meaning of life? Like I would be like having this like deep philosophical conversations with myself, which, that comes to show. So I so resonate with your own story. And so, but, whenever I had certain experiences, like I remember seeing certain spirits, it was something that I couldn't really talk about because it wasn't something that was just openly, an open conversation. Right. And so then there's always this fear of like, oh, am I crazy? Is this normal? And then sometimes if, depending on your relationship with your parent, you may not open up ever. And then, kind of wonder, for many years until you finally maybe find a tribe that you can fit, that you can feel open enough to, or safe enough to open up. So, so I'm so grateful that you're bringing this to forward for parents because, it really is a shift of consciousness that we're going through right now. And I kind of wanted to segue into this because, some of the messages that I've been receiving from Spirit, and you can expand into this, is the fact that, we are shifting. These children are, some of them I've even been so grateful to be able to do clearings, of course, for the parents, and they weren't doing it for the children. Mm-hmm. And some of the children never been on Earth before. It's their first time on Earth, and so having these conversations, right, and opening up into the fact that a lot of these children are very, very special, and so when we come into the awareness of understanding that they are very special and that we are the ones, kind of introducing them into Earth. And I'm not saying all of them are like this, but there's a lot of children out there who are very, are very sensitive to the energies here, because there's so much dense and there's so much more going on here compared to other dimensions and other planets. And so, tell us a little bit about what you yourself have discovered in your own journey with your children in regards to, the truth of what I'm sharing here and what you yourself have observed in your own, in your own journey as a parent.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have two children, two girls. They're now 11 and 7, and they're both radically different. So my firstborn, she came out and she was walking way before, 10 months old. She was just like early in all of her developmental stages. And I was amazed by this, so she grew really fast. She was able to speak in full sentences by like 1.5. Oh, she was just amazing. And she's still in this way. She's still very much a master of her environment. She knows. She's incredibly intelligent. She came into the world and I could tell that she already knew everything. She knew what she was supposed to do, and she knows what she's here for. With my other child, however, she's completely different. And, that kind of person that surprises me, that I can't predict, that I didn't expect. And also, things I saw as challenges, like the delay in the developmental milestones and whatnot. And really to this day, I don't see it like that at all anymore. I see them as on their own separate journey, doing the same thing, but in their own separate, unique way, because they do come from different star systems as well. So for example, noticing that my child is an energetic being, my oldest child, she frequently has upset stomachs and maybe feels a little bit nauseous sometimes. And what that is it's her having challenges transmuting the energy here. So a lot of the children coming in are very high vibrational. It's difficult to be in their bodies, for one, which is why you're getting a lot of children with autism, for example, or Asperger's, or anybody on the spectrum, or just high sensitivities, is because it's really, really difficult to be in this physical dimension where they are coming from, because they may be the first time coming to Earth as brave, courageous souls incarnating here. And it's just very challenging to be in this space. So what as a parent, what you can do is you can help them ground, take them outside in nature. Nature schools are really popping up everywhere, because I think people are realizing that kids need this more than they need to be sitting in a classroom.
Yeah.
We're kind of slowly changing the paradigm and the structure and the conditioning. We are also healing and shifting and seeing what our children are needing, because these souls are coming in and they're not going to stop, and there's going to be more and more and more. So we have to do things differently. So taking them outside to help them ground helps them transmute the energies that they're here processing. So a lot of them are here to process the heavy vibrational energies that are here, because we are increasing our frequency and vibration. As you know, we're shifting, we're changing, and this is happening. So our kids are here to do this and be part of this process. It's very difficult for them. And so we can also, as parents, look into, healthier foods, like more fruit, more vegetables, more water with electrolytes and things like that. Staying away from the processed foods, because that can worsen the symptoms. As some of you already perhaps know, if you're a parent of a child, you will see the symptoms, completely drastically change and worsen if you're feeding your child lots of candies and processed junk. And so really it's the job of a parent to really nurture and guide this massive energy being that is your child, doing their best to be here and doing their best trying to transmute energies. And so you can absolutely use essential oils, practice breathing, grounding meditation with your child, helping them come more into their body so that they feel safe, and helping to clear their physical system of toxins and pollutants that are all around us all the time. So it's important to, think about it in this way, helping my child transmute these energies better so they can be more in their body, more present, and more aware of the physical reality and be part of it. And so that can be diet, managing their environment. And that is our job, to see them as such, right? It's because these beings, whether they came from, whether they're here for over many lifetimes or they've come in as a first incarnation, they are bringing in a higher frequency vibration. And that is what we're seeing and witnessing. They're not okay in school anymore. School doesn't work. The old paradigm of parenting, where you keep them at arm's length and push them in their room as punishment, take away their dessert and all that stuff that goes on when we're trying to teach our child, doesn't work anymore. It's not going to work. It's just going to worsen things. And teachers are seeing it. Teachers are trying to put it into a context that they can understand, where they're seeing that these children are not able to sit still. These children are not able to reproduce the content I'm giving them. These children can't be present with me throughout the entire day. They just are unable. They need to move their body to move this energy that they're wearing, because it is quite uncomfortable to be in the body. And so more and more, there are children like this that are struggling like this. And so when we see this from an energetic perspective, we can see what's going on. So we have to change our parenting strategies. We have to change our environment in which we are living, reduce the toxins. We have to change our diets. We have to change where they're going for their education. Guess what? They're coming in with full knowledge already. They only maybe need to know the basics, and then give them freedom to explore their creative avenues. Let them express themselves, minimize the toys in their room, go with more of a minimalist approach where they don't really need much except for maybe paper and markers or a box to color on. The kids do not need all the junk that they're selling in stores. So this can radically simplify your life as a parent as well. and help you save money for your family to have experiences rather than to have things. So I think we're part of this shift as well as parents, because we're bringing in these souls. And so we are charged with the responsibility of keeping them safe, helping them through this process, because they're here doing the work right when they come in. They're already doing it. And so that's what I'm seeing all around me all the time, is a lot of parents seeing that their child is unique and special, and that they have to protect them and help them somehow. But it's like, with what tools and how, right? And so that's what I'm seeing more and more as parents. I'm meeting parents with children with autism, children on the spectrum, and they're looking to doctors and professionals for advice and support, which is amazing and part of the journey. But at the same time, see your child as an energy being, needing help grounding and transmuting those energies. So when my child has a sore stomach, we get essential oil and we rub on her tummy and we say together out loud, I transmute these energies, I bring in more light, and I'm back into balance. And help take your child outside, take deep breaths, bond with the tree, do these kind of like what would be seen as woo, but we're seeing with more and more with science and research that these things are actually helping us come back into balance and balance our energies more, so we can live a little healthier, live a little bit more conscious as well. So these are things that we can do with our kids, because they're coming into Earth. They're radically changing the vibrational frequency of the planet. We're already seeing these changes taking place already. I do predict that the school system perhaps will just crumble. They can't hold these kids where they are. The system, the structure of the education, public education, I should say, is already trying to make changes to adjust, but they're rigid in their system, and so they can't change too much. And so that's where parents might be looking at school and thinking, I don't know if this is right for my child anymore. And that would be a right thought that you have, because it in fact is not meeting kids where they are. School, the public education system has not evolved. And so I am a homeschool parent. I practice unschooling, more Waldorfian, Steiner type education, because the more freedom they have to explore their interests and creativity, the more that they can become who they're meant to be, right? Rather than in this box, understanding that they can only work within this framework, because it's not going to work. And they're going to feel maybe depression later in life, like they didn't quite make what they were meant to do here. They haven't quite matched up with it. And so this is where our job as parents is really, really critical, bringing these amazing, powerful light being star seeds onto the planet.
Wow, what a powerful medicine, sister. And I love everything you're saying. I resonate so much with everything that you're saying. I have personally spoken with teachers that work with children in the spectrum, and they also feel spiritually. They can see the spiritual, the spirituality behind the symptoms and everything. And so they work with them also. And then not all teachers do this, but some of them who are connected to that, then they try to work on the energetics as well, because it's such a big aspect. And I know Jess is here mentioning that she parents her daughter very similar to what you've mentioned. And I loved what you said about reconnecting to the earth and, transmuting the energies and rubbing her belly with the essential oil and giving her these tools. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, because then what you're giving her is a beautiful gift, because then she can continue this on her own, right? Like you're teaching her, hey, this is the energetics of your body. This is the energetics of your process. And so I'm teaching you the tools so that when I'm not around anymore, then you know what to do, right? And so it's so powerful and so beautiful. And I honor so much what you're doing, and I'm so excited for those parents who are here who may want to connect with you on a deeper level. And so and I kind of wanted to segue here. A little quick thing here. If you want to connect with Nikki and do a little bit more work with her, she does have an ebook that it's a free ebook you can download directly on her website. So it's tunedinspire.com and then /Lightsight. But you can just go to her website, of course, tunedinspire.com, and then connect deeper with her if you wanted to work with her or learn more. Definitely consider downloading her ebook, because that's going to get you started, especially if you're interested in doing this with your children, and getting things going. And, interesting, Nicole is mentioning, I definitely like the co-op schools that teach children through hands-on and nature. I am not a parent yet, but I have thought about not enrolling them in public school and do the alternative. And you know what, Nicole, I feel the same way about what you're saying. I have, I'm going back and forth with this with my husband. We want to have children, and I'm preparing my body, for that, and energetically, and myself, consciously, mentally, because I know that there's so much, generational trauma, that's been passed down. So I've been trying to clear some of that for myself, so that when I do become a parent, my child doesn't have to carry on so much forth. And so, but it's been an interesting journey for me, because this is why this conversation excites me, because it's like, wow, there's so many other alternatives, there's alternatives, right, that we can introduce our children into. And I feel that this journey is really all about first ourselves, and being comfortable with ourselves too, where we stand spiritually, and where are our values, and then kind of that spreads out into our children, right? And so the more healing we do within ourselves, then the more light we can hold for them, and help them hold their own light too. And so Nicole was also mentioning, same as adults, we do not learn how to treat our bodies, and have to undo the behavior. It's not the easiest thing. And you're right. I feel the same way, Nicole. So yeah, it's a process, right? And going back to the healing process, but having these tools, and and also having a community of other parents that are doing the same work, I think it's so important, and so powerful. So yeah, I'm just so grateful, and that you're doing this work again. And I kind of wanted to also mention that, well, I did not get a blindfold from the place, but I do have my blindfold here, and I want to invite anyone here, because I did put it on. I did announce that we were going to be doing a little bit of a Lightsight experience. And, of course, it's not going to be perfect, because we don't have the perfect blindfolds, but we can still experience some of it. And so that we can see, how it feels for us, how it sits for us. And hopefully, then you can, download the ebook, and then connect deeper with Nikki, and hopefully, expand into this. And I kind of wanted to ask you, Nikki, so for people who want to do, like, maybe like people like me, right? I don't have children yet, but I would love to develop this for myself. Is that something that you can help us do as well?
To develop the seeing blindfolded aspect? Yes. I do work with children and adults, and I encourage parents or future parents here to learn this, because when your children are little, about 4 or 5 years old, that's a really good time to start, because they're just already in touch anyway. Like I remember as a kid, I would close my eyes and spin in circles, and I would already see everything. I would see it spinning with my eyes closed. And so we can already do this, but we just forgot. And with kids, you're just helping them bring it into more of their physical reality, where it's accepted and talked about, so that it can be strengthened and expanded. And so that's essentially what we're doing here. So with you learning this, you can also teach your children. And teaching children is a little bit different, where they don't really need a lot of like left brain nurturing, or a right brain nurturing and left brain kind of silencing. And so some of the techniques and tools I use for adults, they are not required for children. For example, I might keep you busy, like twirling your fingers in circles like this, or moving your eyes from left to right slowly, or tapping your feet on the floor, or little things like that can help distract your left brain, where I do that with adults, but not necessarily with children, because they don't need it.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, well, I mean, think about it. We have so much programming, right? We're carrying a lot of stuff that kind of keeps us from actually, dropping in it and connecting deeper into our intuition. So, so I kind of wanted to also just give everyone a moment to go and try to find something that you can blindfold yourself with, preferably something dark. I, for example, I am using just a simple, I'm using this I'm putting this over my eyes, and
That's
then I'm
cool.
going to use this because I when I put it on, I noticed that I could see, and I was like, no, I need something more. So I'm using just a simple just head wrap, right? It's just like black head wrap or whatever, and something
Mhm.
dark, I guess, and then so that we can practice this together. So I hope that everyone gets the chance to do this. And if you don't get the chance to do it right now because you don't have access to something that to blindfold yourself, then you definitely want to come back into the replay and try it out. I would highly recommend that you do, because I feel that that's where you can really, you know, feel into the magic, right? And so of this work that Nikki does. So I guess, you know, did you want to get started with the light side experience?
Absolutely. Let's do it. I will start by sharing that I will use these colors with you. I'm going to do colors and shapes only in this session. So basically it is all the colors of the rainbow, except for there's no gray, no black, no brown, all just bright, bold colors, like including yellow, blue, green, orange, red, purple, pink. Okay. So just, you can see what I'm going to use. I'm also going to use, basic shapes. Now, these shapes were developed they're kind of like the Zener cards, except they're different, right? So we have triangle, and then we have the cross, okay, the circle, and then the square. So I might just hold one up like this on the screen. And they were developed by a man named Nikolai in Russia, who also teaches some form of a light sight as well, just like this. And what I'll also use is I have what I call the shapes sheet. And it is those same shapes, but they're all random in order. Okay. So what I do is I just pick a random one. I put my finger on the bottom and I zoom it up close like that. And you're just going to tell me what shape I'm touching, what is above it, what is beside it on either side. All right. And so when I use this in a session, people like freak themselves out because there's like no way that you could just guess, you know, it's too random with these 4 basic shapes. So I like to use this more like deeper into the session. Usually these sessions take approximately 2 hours, but in this case, we're just probably going to do maybe maximum 20 minutes, right? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
that's okay.
Okay.
Yes. No,
And
of
because,
course.
yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Absolutely.
perfect. So
So
because this is just a one-time session, like a little demonstration, 20 minutes, I think is great. And what I would say is to let go of your like adult mind wanting to get it right. Don't worry about what anybody else is thinking or witnessing with you and your experience. Just say out loud what you think it is, feel into it, take wild guesses, because that's how we get started. And then eventually you're going to be like, I saw it. It came into my mind. I imagined it, or it dropped in my head like somebody said it to me. Or that was the first thought I had. I don't know where it came from. It's like a knowing. Or maybe you kind of just got an impression somehow that was unique to you. So just pay attention to that experience, because that is your unique way of energetically receiving the information that you're intentionally trying to get from the things that I hold up on the screen here. So I'll just say that. Okay.
all right. So so I guess I'm gonna take off my glasses because I think this is gonna make it, and I'm gonna put this on, and
Great.
then I'm gonna try to make it as dark as possible.
Awesome. And for anybody else, perhaps if you don't have anything, you can still just keep your eyes closed and try to get into the experience. And in the future, a really good quality blindfold meditation mask can be amazing for your standard meditation practice as well. Not only just going to sleep and having naps.
I'm definitely gonna buy one of them because I would love to experience that. But for now, I'm gonna have to look because I have to like open this up and make it. So sorry, y'all. Just give me a sec here.
All good. You
And
know, in one of my group sessions, I had a woman grab, you know, like the masks that people were wearing on their face. She just grabbed one of those and put it over her eyes instead, and it was perfect. It hooked over her ears.
that is incredible.
Yeah. And so
Okay.
you can be creative as you want, right?
And I'm just gonna do like a double knot because this is kind of heavy, and I don't want it to fall in the middle
Mhm.
of the process. I can't see anything right now. So
Perfect.
it's
Perfect.
basically, I was like, I'm gonna make sure this is dark. God dang it.
And
That's
just
why I
keeping
chose
your
the
eyes
process, too.
closed in the beginning is absolutely recommended. Just keep your eyes closed anyway for the first few sessions until you get more relaxed in your body. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to lead you through a very brief meditation, Jikara, because I know that your meditations are so beautiful and powerful that you really go deep. And in this case, I feel that you won't have any problem really dropping in and getting into as close as to the theta brainwave state as possible. So sometimes I do play meditation music when I do these meditations, but essentially I want you to use your imagination. So I would like you to take a deep breath, pulling that beautiful oxygen into your body, filling up your chest and letting it all out. And as you exhale with another deep breath and exhale, you feel yourself getting really relaxed where you are in your seat. Unfurl your brow, unclench your jaw, roll your shoulders back, and just settle into your space, getting nice and relaxed, exactly where you are. Good. And with another deep breath, I'd like you to pull in beautiful white light in from the top of your head, trickling into your body, going into every part of your body, all the way down to your toes, to your fingertips. Allow this gentle, beautiful, powerful, sparkly white light from source, from the great mystery, come into your body, going into every cell where you feel like you're vibrating all over in this beautiful, gentle way with this beautiful white light. Take a moment to notice the tingling sensation or the pressure or the heat or even the coolness at the top of your head as this light is coming into your body consistently. Now with another deep breath, you're going to exhale down and out some tree roots and allow these roots to come out of your seat or your feet or both, and branching out down and around crystals and fossils and going through the layers of Mother Earth. Allow these branches or these roots, to go even deeper and to fan out until you connect with the consciousness of Mother Earth and you feel her beautiful love for you. Breathe that up your body, up your roots and into your body, and allow it to go all through your system where you feel so held and loved and protected and safe. Thank Mother Earth for her energy and for her love for you. Now, with that white light you're pulling into your body from the top of your head, allow it to pool around areas where you feel there could be some heaviness or density, or maybe just some spots of your body where you feel some tension. That doesn't need to be there. Allow yourself to take a deep breath in, pull in more white light, find those areas and breathe them out your tree roots down into Mother Earth. Allow her to take it and make it compost. It's no longer for you. It's no longer yours. And you feel just a little bit more lighter. Good. Now, I'd like you to imagine that you go inside your heart space in the center of your chest. And now imagine looking around and finding this beautiful color that is your heart light. It could be uniquely you, could be any color. See that color and ask it to expand and fill up your chest, and see it fill out all parts of your body and come up and around you in a beautiful bubble of your heart light where you feel content, relaxed, full of love. Good. Now start rubbing your hands together like you're warming up, like it's a bit chilly. And I want you to notice and pay attention to your palms as you rub your hands. Notice the heat building. Notice the tingling. Now stop and separate your hands a little bit and pulse on this beautiful energy that you have here. This is you. This is your powerful energy body. This is your light. And we're going to make it expand and grow. So rub your hands together some more. Imagine that feeling go up your arms, around your body, all the way down around you so that you're surrounded by this powerful energy that is you. I want you to imagine that you push it out into touching all the walls of the room you're in, up to the ceiling, expand it even further, go out into the sky with the clouds, push it even further with your imagination, with your sensations, into the stars in our galaxy. far out into space. And as far as you can go, freeze it, ask it to stay. This beautiful energy that is you, that's how big you are. That's how powerful you are. And that's as far as you're going to go today. Good. Now I'm going to pick my first color up on the screen. And with a deep breath, letting go, be like a child, be okay with whatever comes up. I'm going to put the first color up on the screen. And Jikara, say out loud, what color is it? The color is up on the screen. Whatever comes into your body, whatever you hear, sense, or smell, or feel, what color is this?
I'm feeling either blue or purple.
Okay, good. Now remember, it's okay to just start guessing and to feel into this. I'm trying to pull my curtain so the sunbeam isn't on it because it actually changes its color too. Okay, so this one I'm going to try again, but this time I want you to start tapping your feet on the floor. Doot, 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 tick tock, tick tock. And there's this color up on the screen. Imagine my fingernails holding the side of it on the bottom corner. Now, what color is this? Pull yourself towards your screen in front of you and you see the color there. You feel it. You already know it. What color is this?
I feel like it's orange.
You feel like it's orange. Okay, good. This color is green. And I'm going to tell you this because I want you to connect the word with the vibration that it is. This color is green. You know what's really funny? The very top of my pile in front of me, the very top one was orange. And every time I do this, because with consciousness research, from what we know, women actually cast a net when they're fishing, when they're intentionally trying to gather information. And men are different. They actually like drop a line like they're fishing, like they will boop that one. And so I try to keep my desk really clear and I try to move things out of the way when I'm working. It's just an interesting thing that I've observed as I've been working with people, right? Men are incredible in my sessions. They're like spot on, and women cast a net. So they're getting way more, right? So it's just funny. Okay, I'm going to pick another color here. And I'm going to put it up to the screen. Now, this is a new color. See my fingernail on the side holding it. It's filling up your screen. A new vibration. Project yourself to the screen in front of you. What is that color? What do you think it is? Feel it is. See it is. Okay, Jikara, you're probably thinking, or you're waiting for something. I just want you to listen to this soft whisper, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count to 3 and you're going to just come out with a color. It's going to pour out of your mouth. You don't even know where it comes from. Ready? 1, 2, 3. What color is it?
Yellow.
Yes, exactly. You have to get out of your own head. It's so hard. I know. Okay.
I'm like lost in my mind right now. It's like, whoa. Okay.
It's fun, right? When you realize like what's happening in your processes of trying to get this information. When you try too hard, that's when your brain is working hard for you. And it's just really like be playful like a kid, like, oh, a butterfly. Oh, look at the ladybug. What color is it up on the screen? It's a new color. See my fingernails holding the bottom corner.
Is that red?
Yes, it's red. Exactly. You're doing so great. Okay, here's another color up on the screen. See my fingernails holding it, a whole new color.
Is that blue?
This one's different from blue. You're doing amazing. It's different. It's a different one. Okay, what I want you to do is with your eyes closed, I want you to move your eyes gently to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. And distract your left brain. Now, what color is this, Jikara? 1, 2, 3. What color is it?
I'm seeing actually, can I tell you that I'm seeing a circle right now?
Okay, that's really interesting. If you're seeing a circle, I would like you to treat it like it's your tunnel. And you can travel through that circle and ask it to open, expand, and clear and show you what color this is. Allow that color to come in. What color is it?
Okay, so I'm going to
communicate with it. It's your friend.
It feels like orange.
Orange again? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. This one I have here is green. It's green. You know what I'm going to do, Jikara? Is I'm going to.
Why am I picking up orange as green? That is so.
That happened twice, didn't it? Interesting.
Yeah. Why do I
Okay.
feel like green is orange? That's interesting.
You know what might be happening is sometimes your brain will see that vibration as and tell you and try to match up the color as the word, the noun, with the vibration. And so what I would do is I would take orange and green, these two colors, and I would practice with just them together, cut them up, make a pile shuffle, and then sort them into piles blindfolded. And that would be a way for you to really get familiar with the vibration that is orange and the vibration that is green. So that you start to teach your body that they're different. Okay, so I'm going to put up two colors now, Jikara. So there's one on the top, one on the bottom. Okay, I'm holding them in the middle with my fingers on either side in the middle. One on the top, one on the bottom. They're both different. What two colors do you think are here?
Okay, so I'm feeling yellow and green.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Yellow.
These ones are different, and that's okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a deep breath. You're doing great. And I want you to imagine that white light flooding into your body. And now you feel relaxed. I want you to go empty. Just go empty. No thought, nothing there. And imagine a whiteboard in front of you, like you're in class. And this whiteboard is going to start to appear with two different colors on it, one on the top, one on the bottom. Visualize this and tell me what colors are there.
Okay. I'm feeling, for whatever reason, blue and purple, almost like both together.
My goodness. Okay, so what I have here is I have a blue and I have a pink. And let me share that pink and purple for beginners. They are very much like together, confused, and easily the same. Okay, so I'm going to say yes. So which one is on the top? Is it the pink or the blue one?
The blue one.
Exactly. Yeah. You're doing so great. Okay, now remember the shapes I showed you? The circle, square, triangle, cross. I'm going to pick one now. Okay. And they're just black and white. So this is giving you black and white contrast. Okay, so I have a shape up on the screen. I'm holding it with my fingernail on the corner. It's a white piece of paper, and on it is a black shape: circle, square, triangle, or cross. What do I have here?
At first, when you were saying it, I heard a cross.
Well, it is a cross. You're doing amazing. And by the way, this is recorded, so this is proof I'm not cheating, right? You're doing this, Jikara. Okay, I have another shape. I have another shape in my hand. Okay, so I'm holding it up to the screen. It's a circle, square, triangle, or cross. Which one is it? What came to your mind? This one's different. You're doing amazing. So take a deep breath. Pull that light into your body, relax your shoulders, and say to yourself, I don't care, I don't care. Let go, go empty. What shape is it?
Circle?
Yes. And how did the information come to you? How did you know it was circle in that instance?
It's kind of like almost like a knowing, I guess.
Yes.
It's like a knowing. I don't really see it per se. It's just like a knowing.
Good. That's how it starts. That's perfect. The knowing part is really powerful. Okay, so I've got my shapes sheet, and I'm just going to put my finger on a shape here. Okay, I'm just going to pick one here. And so my finger is touching the bottom of a shape, and it is in the middle of your screen. It's a circle, a square, a triangle, or a cross. What is my fingernail touching the bottom of?
It's a square.
Okay, well, this one's different, and that's all right. You're doing amazing.
Okay, so it's a triangle.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now I will focus on the bottom.
Okay, good.
On the bottom.
Okay, good. So yes, my fingernail is touching a triangle. I'm trying to keep this paper like in the center of the screen. So my fingernail's touching this. Go above this triangle. There's another shape up there. Is it a circle, a square, a triangle, or a cross?
Above the circle?
No, I'm touching a triangle with my fingernail still. It's the same one that you saw. So I'm touching the triangle. Go up. What's above it? Is it a circle, a square, a triangle, or a cross?
It's a cross.
Oh, okay. It's different from a cross. I'm trying to hold this paper better. I'm sorry. The camera is like reverse, so it's like I'm going backwards. Okay, so what is above this triangle is another triangle. So I want you to visualize that.
Okay.
The triangle I'm touching, above it is another triangle. Now I want you to go on either side of the triangle that I'm touching. It's got a shape on either side. It could be a circle, a square, a triangle, or a cross. What is there?
Next to on the right.
On the right or the left, on either
Okay.
side, there's new shapes there.
I am feeling a cross.
Yes.
And I'm feeling and I feel that that's on the left.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm feeling a circle on the right.
Okay, great. So on the other side is a square. So you
Oh.
have the cross, yep, and you've got the triangle, and on the other side is a square. You're doing so great. That was fun. I think that we should stop now. But Jikara, like, amazing! How impressive of you! And
Wow.
you know what? Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. That's an interesting exercise, but I love it. And you're so loving and kind in this process. So I hope everyone got it. And so wow, or that you got more than I did, but that was incredible, and it makes me want to do it more. Like to practice, and so because these are parts of us that we need to develop, and so. Wow, that was amazing.
Yeah, and you're amazing because you're capable of this. And if anything, you're learning more about you and your psychic potential and where you have a strong sense. For a lot of people, it's a knowingness. And then they start to get more visions like in their mind's eye. And what the result is, however, is that you actually can start to see. And that's where you find videos of kids who can ride their bikes around obstacle courses with a blindfold on because they can actually see like everything. But they describe it as more of like a fuzzier version of reality. And so you're seeing with your light is what it is. And so that is the expected result from doing this work. But you really do want to nurture the clairs that you already have because they're working for you and you want to open them up, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. And you know what? This makes me want to practice it for myself, because it is such an important thing for us to develop. And this is a message that I've received as well in regards to our own gifts. Like we are moving towards being able to communicate beyond the words, right? And in order for us to do that, we got to develop these things. And so Gal is saying that was such a cool experience. Thank you, Nikki. And then also Jess is saying it will become a daily practice for her. So yeah, I'm excited. And so if y'all want to do more work with Nikki, you definitely want to go to tuneinspire.com/Lightsight. And then you can, I think people can book a session with you there too, right? Like a one-on-one session.
Yes, actually, I do have two websites. This one is just for the ebook, because what I've done is I've created a series of emails for people to kind of be on a journey with me. So they get their ebook and then they're getting more education and learning as to what is out there in the world, other resources. And so it's almost like an experience that I've created for people who want to go on this journey. And I do send out frequent emails about, upcoming events when you are in that process, in that journey with me. And my other website is tunedandinspiredsoul.com. So just like my name with AND as and in the middle there, instead of the symbol that I use for this show. So you can go there, tunedandinspiredsoul.com. And that's where you can see the Lightsight sessions that are upcoming, how you can book a one-on-one and what that's all about. Or if there's other sessions that you're looking for. And then you can just easily reach out to me there as well and send me an email of anything that you're looking for as per your practice. And I do want to say that for me, this practice is very much coming into Heart Center. It is a very much owning our divine inheritance. We are, already energetic, powerful beings. We have our ancestors were of Atlantis and Lemuria, and these people were living from the heart with their energy bodies. They could tell things from a distance. They didn't need to see it and they didn't need to communicate it. They already knew. And so that's where we're coming more into this with this practice, because if we can see something hearing without needing our eyes, then we can also hear things without needing our ears, and etc. So it's living more from our energy bodies and more from our heart, just like our ancestors had done in those ancient civilizations. And so we've lost that information, but it's coming back. And I think that this practice is part of coming back into that. And I really do think it's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more.
Yeah, that's incredible. So if anyone has any questions for Nikki, please let us know here in the comments about what you experienced, what you witnessed today. Or if you have any comments or additional things you want to share here with Nikki, definitely do share in the comments so that we can, so that you can know. So some people are coming in a little late. No worries if you're coming in late. You can just watch the replay. Today we talked about the spiritual aspect of parenting, and then I also got to get a little bit of a taste in front of everyone, the Lightsight experience that Nikki has been sharing with her children, and also she is offering this experience for those who want to expand into their. And I feel like this is a great way to also for your clarice, for all your clarice, right? So Cece is asking, what practices can we do for a child who is more emotional or have a hard time with emotions? That's a good question.
Yeah, it's a really good question. And so the first thing I wanted to say to that is, our children come in as mirrors. And so they're here to show us things that we can change for ourselves. And so that's what I noticed, like I want my child to be better at this, or I want my child to master this, or I want my child to, have a better time at this. And we want the best for our children. But really what we got to do is we got to put on our oxygen mask on first. What do I need to see that her process is actually healthy and normal and she's okay? And if I'm worried about her, is it actually something that I'm worried about myself? And so because our children are mirrors, they're coming to show us things that we actually should be looking at within ourselves, because they're giving us a mirror of what we're seeing, right? Because it's really based on our perception. And so it's a teaching moment as well for us in our personal parenting healing process, and that's something that was really powerful as a tool for me to realize with, raising my kids as well, and seeing all the things that I wish I could change or I don't like. And, things like that come up a lot. And there are opportunities for me to do self-reflection. So I want to start by saying that. And in another instance, with a child that perhaps is struggling with their emotional regularity and they're feeling a bit dysregulated, then I would absolutely teach them how to go into their body, teach them to do really short, small, fun, entertaining meditations. Do like little walking meditations with them, right? Let's close your eyes and we're walking in the woods together and there's a unicorn, and you have fun with it and you be descriptive and pretend like you're in their story with them, and then have them meet a spirit guide while they're there, and then after ask them who they met, what it looked like, and what they said to them. Give them tools to know that they're supported and that they can be within their body, that it is safe to be in their body with these kinds of things, right? And so I hope that helped you, Cece, without knowing too much about your situation. But part of it is double fold. It's like working with our kids and giving them tools that are energetic tools of self-empowerment and awareness that they're very powerful and that they can ask for help too, right? From their spirit team. And at the same time, looking at where we can do our healing so that we're not so worried and concerned about them, because our kids really are okay. They're here to do what they're supposed to do. And it's our job just to keep them safe and give them opportunities and experiences.
Yeah, that's incredible. And yeah, I mean, that is definitely, like a big thing. I was actually watching a video on conscious parenting, and that's such a, it's such a huge part of the journey for a lot of, I feel like, especially those who are parents now, like the conscious parenting is more and more part of our journey, because we're kind of like in the middle, right? We are the ones that received, I don't want to say crappy parenting, but in a way it wasn't, really healthy. And so then we're kind of like in this space of like, well, look at all this work that I have to do to undo all this stuff. And then I have to reparent myself. Well, let's find a different way. So it's so cool to be able to be bringing in that loving energy into our children, and so that they can understand also that, that their emotions are sacred too. and that there's so much in the, and then also reminding us that our emotions are sacred. And so that, honoring those emotions and being able to create those safe spaces for us to emote and allow them and not repress them. Because I think that's where we get in so much trouble too. I know for me, growing up, with my with my mother, it was kind of like, this really strange space of, having to repress emotions because things could get explosive. And so, like learning, in these environments that feel unsafe for us to really do that. So that's powerful. And so, and again, I feel that in some, and I don't know, if you may feel this, CC, or not in your own, but I feel like I would pick up my mom's, I later found out that I was picking up my mom's emotions too. Like I was picking up her stuff too and kind of taking that to myself. But that was, that was my learning lesson, right? And then now I know, oh, okay, that's not me. These emotions are not me. They were just emotions that I was picking up from my environment, and I was just, letting it emote and letting, I was trying to get it out of my system in some way. So anyway, so I hope that helped you, Sissy, even though I'm not a parent myself, but I'm hoping that I can do good with my children in the future, and do them justice with their emotional health. It's so important. So Erica is saying she's learned that trauma emotions comes from grandparents too. Yes, absolutely. Yes, I've been learning that lately too, doing some work, and getting to know, now that I'm doing this work on my own, in my own path, and watching how my grandmother, was, or is, but when she was younger, I can see some of the, transmissions that happened from her to my mother and from my mother to me. So those transmissions are definitely there and very alive. So becoming more and more aware of those experiences too. It's important. So okay, so if there's no more questions, I guess we can just go ahead and start closing out, unless there's something else you'd like to share with us, Nikki. About, I think you said that you have a group, right? Don't you have a group, starting up a group where parents can join every month or every week, or how does that work?
Yeah, you're so observant. Wow. I just recently started a WhatsApp group for parents who have children who are wanting to practice Lightsight with them, because I will dissuade you from sharing it with your friends and family. I will dissuade you from posting videos on TikTok like crazy me, because you will get all kinds of people that will say things that won't support your practice, that won't support your evolution. Because we're so sensitive, we really take things in. It's just a very delicate process where I would ask you to nurture yourself and share your experience in a group where there is, no tolerance for negative feedback or comments, that only support. Because, the minute that our children receive the idea that what they're doing is wrong or that they're cheating, some of these children will actually start to believe that. And maybe they will even admit it when that's actually not the case. And that's what's happened in the past, which is why people will come by and say, yeah, this has been debunked, because investigators and people have asked the kids why they're doing it and why they're peaking, and influencing them to believe that they actually are. And that's actually what had happened. And that's what I believe has happened, because my children can absolutely do this. And I've tested it in so many different ways. But the minute you have somebody witnessing from the outside, they'll immediately go to, there must be a reason why this is happening, a physical way, this parent has manipulated this child, etc. And you will run into this even in your own, dynamics of your own relationship. So I would encourage you to reach out to me if you're interested in joining this private group where we can share videos, we can share tips and tricks, and part of our process and our journey, really expanding this potential together. So I do have that group available. It's brand new. It just got started and there's not many folks in there. So if this interests you, please reach out to me, and I can make sure I get you that private link to the WhatsApp group.
That's incredible. And so, and then again, I just kind of wanted to just say, for those of you who are interested in maybe taking a journey into connecting deeper with Nikki, go into her website, tuneinspire.com /Lightsight. And there is a free ebook that will give you more details on Lightsight and also how to incorporate that practice for yourself. And I believe that there's some recommendations there as well, right? On what I was gonna say goggles, but they're not goggles, but I guess they're meditation goggles, meditation masks that you can wear. Of course, today I just used just a black thing. And I couldn't really open my eyes too much because, it was like I get pressing against my face. So it was a little harder. So those masks are special so that you can open your eyes and actually be fully engaged with your eyes, which I think is so powerful. Yeah, like that one. So definitely do consider getting one of those if you're going to start this practice. And I know I'm sold now after this. And so I'm glad that I did well, dear teacher. And thank you so much for sharing this today with us. And I'm so super grateful and super, just eternally inspired right now to continue my own practice. So thank you so much. All right. Well, everyone, today, this is it. This is what we got for today. I want to thank you, each one of you, for your time. Again, if you want to connect with Nikki, you'll have the website here. And I'll see you all on Monday on Instagram. I'll be live at not at noon, sorry, at 7 p.m. Eastern time to do readings. So if you want readings, that's the day that you want the readings. Today we're not doing that. We're kind of keeping it closed in that sense. So thank you, everyone. Love you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.